Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here. Welcome back to another episode. It's been a while. I apologize, all on me as well. But welcome back to another episode of the Core Chat podcast. And as well, I am joined by the OPJellicent.
What's going on, everyone? I'm the OPJellicent, and yeah, it's been a minute, but we're back out here. Got a new fresh set of topics, and yeah, should be a good time.
It's been a fine fresh minute.
Yeah, for sure. It's been like what, a month now?
let's maybe I don't know, but we're back. We're back, and that's the main thing. And we'll endeavour to make sure that we're a bit more frequent with this, especially with all the news that has come in lately. We're not going to be able to get through everything that's gone on since we've last had the podcast, but we're going to be getting through a certain amount of topics, and you can be sure that with the extra topics and extra news that have come out over the last little while, we'll be touching on those and having that discussion with you guys on the podcast as well.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Definitely, absolutely. What we're going to go through today, guys, is we're kind of just going to go through what we have normally done in previous episodes, where we're going to touch on Smogon a little bit and touch on draft content a little bit. We didn't go around asking for questions from the viewers this time because we want to kind of keep it hush-hush when we're going to be coming back. But we will be asking for questions in future episodes, and we will be, again, touching on other stuff like Pokemon news that have come out and the impact or potential impact that will have on competitive Pokemon in general. So we're just going to dive right into it. We've got a big meaty podcast for you guys this week. We'll probably start off with Smogon because A, that's traditionally what we do, but B, it's generally kind of the more it's going to be probably the more lighter topic before we get really into the drafty kind of stuff.
The drafty content, yeah.
Absolutely. So
all right, so you want to dive right into the OU Blitz discussion, man?
Yeah, we'll dive right into OU Blitz. If you guys haven't checked out OU Blitz yet, definitely go do so over on the Showdown. But it's basically OU, but it's being confined in a much more, like, the timer on it is just more constrained, so that it forces you to stop having to it forces you to stop like calculating and all that kind of good stuff. It forces you to make more split-second decisions, and like obviously a couple of new nuances to it as well. Kind of stops stall from being as prevalent, because with stall, if you force your opponent into a tight matchup, he doesn't have as much time to think. He's going to make a mistake, and of course stall has to be played perfectly for it to be executed quite well.
Yeah, I was really surprised about the playstyle shifts you could see from just the timer. Like, there's so many irrelevant playstyles. Balance is impossible to use in Blitz. It's really either hyper offense, like a rain, or you have to go full out stall. That's really it.
Yeah, but even then, if you go full out stall, though, like, one mistake, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
I mean, either way, one mistake by the opponent, if they let their breaker get toxic, they're also screwed. So yeah, it can go either way.
It can go either way. I think the great thing about it is, like, if it is HO versus stall, and the fact that the time is so constrained, that if you're the guy using hyper offense, if you don't recognize within like the first minute, because it's 30 seconds per turn, or 30-second timer between deciding your turn or your move, like if you don't know in the first minute what my breaker is, I think you're essentially screwed.
Oh yeah.
You're done. Yeah,
I mean, it's usually pretty obvious. Like, you're either going to have a really big rain sweeper or like a hoop on bound. But if that thing gets on a timer, or you let that thing get thunder waved, obviously not in the case of Swampert, you're still going to be completely messed up.
Yeah, definitely. But it's kind of weird, the fact that it focused, like, it got those two playstyles to be really prevalent. I would have thought, like, maybe when I first heard of it, I thought balance would have been quite nice here because of how hyper offense and how stall really rely on the user to actually know what they're doing and be able to make the right decision at the right time, because one mistake and they're screwed. But so I was really thinking, all right, this style should suit balance perfectly, because balance is able to kind of deal with this time constraint as a lot more easier, because a mistake by a balanced team is not as costly as a mistake done with a stall or a hyper offense team.
Yeah, you can always make it up just because you have multiple pivots, but you still have a good amount of offense to sort of fall back on if you mess up with your bulk.
Yeah.
However, it just doesn't work out that way. Balance is just not the key to Blitz.
What do you think is the reason behind that?
I don't know. I feel like just the combination of offense and the bulk just doesn't work out. Either you let your offense go down too early by mistake, and then you just have no way to break through the opponents, even if they're offensive. And you either let your bulk go down too early, and then your entire backbone is just shattered, and you get overwhelmed by speed control. And I think that's really where the balance aspect falls back in the Blitz format.
Would you say that, like, because I find it so strange that it just doesn't work, right? Because for me, like, it should be tailor made for this format. So like
Yeah,
in my opinion, I just think that it's just bad players. Like it's bad play that's causing balance
I
to
don't
be so
necessarily think
poor.
it's bad play. Like, I've seen okay players try to get balance to work on the Blitz ladder. In fact, I was just watching a streamer who is definitely a very good OU tournament player actually just completely get screwed over with balance on the Blitz ladder. I really think it's just the combination of Pokemon that don't work out. I don't think Toxapex is good on a balanced team when you have 10 seconds per turn. I really don't think Celesteela, you're going to let it get knocked. You're going to let it get U-turned on over and over again. It's just not going to work out.
All right, okay, all right. I just find I just can't wrap my head around it. It's
Yeah,
just
it
me.
looks like it would work on paper every time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around it. I just think it's weird. I'm like, just how does this not work? I'm just like, there has to be something with it. I just find it so strange.
Yeah.
So strange. But how Washka, you've done a bit of laddering on OU Blitz. How much success have you gotten?
Well, I just use like cheese playstyles. I loaded up Mency Rain immediately when the ladder came out. And I ended up reaching like top 500 when there was not even 500 people on the ladder yet. So, there was that. But I also think that, I don't know, it's really hard to find games now from what I've noticed. Like when you get above the 1300s, it sometimes takes like over 3 minutes. It's really unfortunate how the ladder just toned down so quickly. But I guess it's cool to, see a smaller community forming there.
Well, I suppose like if you take out offense, balance, defensive playstyles, and it's just littered with stall and hyper offensive players, like they're the more kind of niche styles. So
yeah.
if you take out the three main styles of play, right, that's just the way I grade it when in my mind. But if you take out three of the main styles of play and they're the three more popular ones, then you're like the amount of people who would be on that ladder would be massively reduced.
Really diminished, yeah.
So
like you only have the two extremes for playstyles now. You have full stall or full hyper offense.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's become.
Yeah, and like no one, there's not too many people that can do like either do full stall or full hyper offense. And if you are one of those guys, you need to change up your style, man. You need to change up your style.
Hey, hyper offense is cool. Change up your stall. Learn how to play the game, guys.
Oh god, right. But let's hope that OU Blitz is here to stay and stall players continue to play on it and leave the rest of us to actually enjoy the game.
That would be cool. Yeah, I've actually surprisingly seen that correlation. Less stall on the normal ladder. I mean, it's still OLT, but like it's really been gone down.
Yeah, which is we'll take that. We'll take that. Like as regular players, we don't want to be dealing with that nonsense. We're just like, yeah, no, thank you. We'll just click X and we'll take the ladder hit. Would you like to see this in like UU, RU, anything else, or do you think what we've gotten is just fine right now?
I feel like what we've got is just fine. I really don't see it being too prevalent in the lower tiers, to be honest. Like those tiers don't even get that many games in the normal tiers at certain times to begin with. I don't see the Blitz really taking off there at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it was like in Oris, this would have been massive for UU, but I think now, no. I think like this is nice, it's fun, but I don't see it implemented anywhere else further down the ladder. I think it's just it's sitting nice and pretty where it's at right now.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see it expanding at all.
Yeah, no, me neither. Not at the moment. But it's been
all
good.
Right, so yeah, it's been a lot of fun for sure, especially early on. I love the first couple days of that ladder being out.
Oh yeah, oh sure, top 500 instantly. Oh, who doesn't love this? Like this, the dream.
Hey, it's the rain. We don't count that.
If I load up a rain team, like doesn't count. Are you saying that everyone else who uses a rain team on the ladder then should not count? Like they should just be removed, just stricken? And you're like, nah, you're using rain. You're just
No, not necessarily. I mean, if you're using rain just to get past the low ladder, it's whatever, right? You can still do it with any other team. Rain just happens to be the fastest way to do it, but once you get up the high ladder, if you're just continuing to use rain and not really wanting to try, then it gets a little shady there.
I think it's a little bit dodgy. Yeah. Whatever happened to Sand? Sand was great crack. Great fun.
Sand fell off. I mean, like Excadrill is just... I think Excadrill is terrible now. It's just that... offensive Landers T-checks it. That's the bad part. You don't even need defensive Lando anymore.
Look, you just bring it in. Sword Stance, Z, Stone Age. Bye-bye.
Z Ironhead, yeah.
Whatever. Just bye-bye.
I guess so. Yeah.
There you go. Bring it, guys. Just do it. If somebody's out there listening to this, right, show me a replay of that happening, and I'll give you a shout out. That's my ask for the listeners today. Tweet me.
Don't expose me, guys. Just don't do it.
Don't do it. Brilliant. Right, we'll move on to our next Smogon topic. We don't have we're not dipping in too much into Smogon. We will be doing that in I say the next few podcasts. But the other big thing, probably the more hot topic, OP, you'll be well able to talk more about this than I have, is the OLC tournament that is being run at the moment. Do you want to dive into this one?
Yeah, sure. So I actually had a discussion about this in one of my Showdown lives earlier, but I really think the official ladder tournament, for those of you who don't know, it's pretty much just a ladder tourney where you create a new fresh alt, and at the end of the, segment or cycle, the top 8 players on the ladder who have that tag in their username get qualified for the official ladder tournament playoffs. And I'm pretty sure there's 4 cycles, but the tournament has just felt so, not even stale. It's just kind of ruined the ladder this year. There's so many players who are using invite only and then using draws just to easily gain ELO. The amount of stall, even though Blitz has been a thing, the amount of stall and just really brain dead playstyles have gone up so much this time on the ladder. A lot of people are really hating just the fact that it's kind of done this, and I really think that they should create another ladder just for this tournament, or just don't host it again. That's really what seems to be the consensus in the community right now. But I don't know how much experience you have on the OLT ladder, Irish, but what do you think about all of this?
I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around the downside to it. For me, I can see what they're doing on their side. Like, they want whoever, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get whoever is registers for the tournament to actually be the top OU players that they could possibly get. So they force people onto the OU ladder with that odd, and then they're able to trace down through and see what's going on. So I totally get what they're going on with there. But the invite only stuff, I'm still kind of a bit baffled as to what's going on there. I'm a bit baffled as to why stall is being used so much. I'm always going to be baffled by that. But I would have thought that, if you're an OU player and you registered for this tournament, you would have gone with the style that you're most proficient in. And I find it very hard to think that most very proficient OU players all play stall as much as we've seen. So I find it a bit odd there. But the invite only stuff, I'm totally perplexed with that. What's going on with there?
So pretty much the timing was kind of bad with this. A couple of weeks ago, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks, they released this new thing called the draws for Pokemon Showdown, where say you find an opponent who's lower on the ladder than you, but you don't have a good matchup, you can offer a draw, and if they accept it, then you pretty much lose a few points, a lot less points than you normally would, and they gain a few.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to abuse that, as you would imagine. You just set invite only so nobody knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
As you're on your next game, you just offer a draw and free points. There you go.
Yeah, I get you there. I get you. And then you'll eventually climb up, because you'll have your alt and this new alt, and you'll scale up fairly quickly then, where you're not up against the low ladder, and then it's not just your actual score, it's your ELO as well, and your ELO actually gets bumped up while you're doing it. And it's not the case where you've built a team and you've suffered 10 losses trying to climb the ladder because you're trying to fix the team constantly. It's the case where, I've just got mid ladder, and
it's gotten to the point where the best players, the top OU players, are not even at the top of the ladder anymore, because you can just cheese your way to the top like this. It's pretty dumb.
That's definitely a bit murky there now. I'm a bit surprised that they added the draw feature,
the draws.
I can get the idea, I can get the principle behind it, but if they're going to have a tournament on like this, they should have just disabled that. That's definitely no good. But you're of the belief that they should have a totally different ladder for this
tournament ladder. Like they used to do like the other ladder for suspect tests. Suspect tests are fine, right? Around those on the normal ladder. But when tournaments are just shifting the meta so much, like you cannot go more than 2 games now without seeing like Reuniclus, Toxapex, T-Spikes stall. It's really dumb, but I really think they need like just another whole ladder for this. It would be so convenient and actually make the normal ladder more enjoyable.
Would you say now that because it's on the OU ladder, like I don't know too much into it, but because it's on the OU ladder, that we're seeing like Reuniclus, right? UU Mon, again, way more usage on the OU ladder. Like, would you say that because of this tournament, we could see Reuniclus being bumped up to OU through usage, but it's
That's
not.
true.
But it's not because of, it actually fitting in to like OU. Well, it does work in OU, but the usage is from this tournament, not from a gap that we saw in the OU meta that someone had spotted, and all of a sudden everyone was using it. It was just the case where the tournament, the OLC has shifted the meta, so like it's not just Uniclus. There would be other Pokemon that would get a bump in usage for this period of time, and that would then have a knock-on effect, say, in a month's time, where the tiers get shifted around, and you're going to have all this, you're going to have bonds being bumped up to OU that maybe wouldn't have gotten
Normally aren't.
OLC. So, I don't is that going to happen, or
I could see in the August tier changes, I could definitely see the Uniclus going up. However, I wouldn't be surprised if in the first few days it immediately gets bumped down again because the usage just spirals down once the tournament is over. I'm not quite sure how many cycles they're through that though, so it may take all the way until September for the tier changes to really settle down and see where things end up. But I would not be surprised if Uniclus is in OU for like over a month if the cycles don't stop anytime soon.
Well, I suppose it'd be there, but I suppose talk about messing up the meta just like towards the tail end of this gen, it's a bit crazy, but I suppose it keeps it somewhat fresh.
Yeah.
Somewhat fresh.
I don't know. I've been enjoying my banded hoop on the ladder right now, man. You see so much Mega Latias, Toxapex, and Uniclus. It's just a fun time clicking Hyperspace Fury.
Hyperspace Fury is like bye guys. Yeah. Boop, gone.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to see everybody use banded hoop now.
Darks are really good in the meta right now. I would definitely spam those. Get a Weavile in your team. Get a Mega Tyranitar in your team. Yeah. You will have success.
You will have good fun. Good fun. I was wanting to use Mega Pinsir, but okay.
Nah.
Nah.
I mean, the SD breaker could be good right now. That's really all I could see.
Oh, I should just wait until OLC is over and actually have fun then.
Yeah, I would wait until September to give that a shot.
Right.
Pinsir plus zone.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks guys for ruining my good times.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate
but I think, do you want to end the Smogon discussion there, man?
I think we will. That's kind of what we had wanted to cover today. And as we said earlier on, we'll be touching on more Smogon stuff in the coming podcast with all the latest Pokemon news that we come out with and how that's going to affect our beloved Smogon shenanigans there. So what we'll do, guys, we're going to move on to draft leagues. Like what we normally do. Loads of stuff that's happened since we've last come knocking around.
Yeah, lots of stuff to talk about. Lots
of stuff. And I think we'll just dive straight into it. We'll just talk about the GBA, and in particular the GBA Finals that just happened. If you haven't checked it out, guys, definitely go do so. It was between Leo and Randy.
We will be spoiling it, so definitely go check out the match if you want more insight. But
this is your warning, right? So if you give out to us, then screw you. You messed up. But GBA Finals happened. It was Leo versus Randy. Close, tight, insane match. I was watching from Leo's perspective. I thought Leo was in control for the vast majority of the game.
He had all the momentum. He was always up a Pokemon until that very last turn.
Constantly up, and then it was just the slightest roll at the very end, just did him in, and all of a sudden Randy got two one up, was able to manage to eventually pick him off, win the game, and Randy is your new GBA champion. Insane match. It was some match to watch, and that's why, as a neutral, that's what we really want. We want to come down to the smallest of margins. It was a roll at the very end of the battle, and it was as close as it could possibly be. What are your initial thoughts on that, anyways, Jelly?
I don't know. I think the odds on Leo's side were just really sad. First of all, that Porygon 2 that lived Ground EMZ at the end, which is the only reason he got the Ice Beam off, would not have even killed the Garchomp if he didn't get the special attack raise from download. Now, I'm not completely sure how download works. Is it based off your higher stat, or is it completely random? Do you know?
No, it's based off your higher stat. So
all right, so if you always got the special attack raise, then I guess the roll was more like what? I think it was 30% chance to live on the P2.
Yeah.
And that Earthquake should have nearly always killed, so that was sad. Now, I do give credit to Randy for still preserving his win con and going off those odds. The Scarfy Veltal, really being able to clutch it out with the Oblivion Wing against the Mars Shadow.
Yeah.
That really helped him out late game.
Oh, no, that was definitely huge. And obviously the fact that, Leo couldn't find a way to kind of chip down and break through Yvette Hall was huge for it was huge for Randy, because Randy always had that in the back, which was insane. I thought the hacks against Darkrai was really tough, where he got where Rosemary goes for the sludge bomb, and it was Darkrai.
Yeah, it lives on like red and gets poisoned, right?
Gets poisoned, gets down. I thought that was extremely unlucky. If had Darkrai been knocking around, you could have argued that, you know, Darkrai would have been able to come in at any point as either fodder or, you know, late game. He would have been able to pick off that. He would have been able to get the necessary chip on Porygon to be able to, or Garchomp to be able to kind of come in, finish it off then with the Z move, rather than having to overpredict or worry about a roll. So it's kind of, I definitely thought that was a bit unlucky on Leo's side of it, especially with how perfectly he had played the game up until that point. He was playing phenomenally well, but Randy just held out until the very, very last to pick up the W.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that I was actually talking about this with somebody else, but no shade to Randy, of course, but just the manner in which he made GBA Finals and won the title just kind of amused me. In round 1, he completely robbed Danza of the win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then round 2 against Jolt just completely chokes at the end, does not work Mach Punch, and he ends up moving on to the finals. And then round 3, he just gets a roll in his favor, and there's how you win a title, right, guys? Guys.
Look, it's skill and luck when it really comes down to it. Like, Randy had enough skill to know that he had to keep Yvette on the back the whole time, and you know, eventually, you know, he got the luck on his favor and he got the rub of the green and he picked up the W, you know, which is absolutely
I think you'd have like a good point right there. It's skill to know when you should go for the odds versus when you should try to preserve win conditions. Like, sometimes you just got to say, okay, I can win with this roll, let's go for it, because of the positioning you're in right there.
Yeah, exactly. And he was in a tough position constantly throughout the game. Like Leo was just on form, he was on fire, and it was just the smallest little things just at the very end just didn't quite go his way, and it was really unfortunate for Leo's sake for him to do it. But I was delighted to see Randy and Leo in the finals.
Because that's an OG Finals matchup, right? They were also in the D-League Finals all the way back in Season 3, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that they were struggling to actually break into the main league for so long because of, you know, how flushed out the main league roster was, even though you would argue those two deserve a spot. And finally for them to get their chance this season and for them to make the finals, I thought that was a huge... I thought it was huge because you kind of get to see, like, you know, we've all been crying out saying Leo was good enough for this. Like, you should give him a chance. Like, no shade on Randy, he was the exact same scenario, but we were all kind of saying these guys deserve a shout, like, you know, over other players. And eventually they got the chance. They made finals to give us a seriously entertaining finals match, you know. And any talk of, you know, bringing in old coaches, I think you have to, like, whoever is gone, it shouldn't be those two anyways. They made finals. They should definitely be a lock for the next GBA season because they were phenomenal.
Yeah. Even if they were, I'm pretty sure Randy was added as a temporary coach for this season. But if he doesn't get that re-invite to defend that title, that would be disappointing.
That would be shocking. And I think wasn't Leo a temp?
No, Leo was a perm. He definitely got promoted.
He got promoted. That's good. No, that's good. I was delighted to see.
The temps, I believe, were. Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the temps. I believe it was just Randy, Goldoa, and I think Danza. Those were the only 3 who were just filling in for this season. But I wouldn't be surprised if at least Danza and Randy, I think, deserve the chance to try again.
Oh, Randy, absolutely. Like, you can't just have him just not being re-invited after him being the champ. Like, that's just forget about your credibility then. Like, you know.
And also, Denza would have taken down this champion round 1 in the playoffs had he not gotten robbed. So I really think he deserves it as well, despite his, I guess, a rougher regular season at 5-5. It's still okay.
It's okay. It's hard to make the argument to say you should come in if you're 5-5. Now, had he been, you know, 6-4, 7-3, way different argument then. 5-5 sneaks into playoffs. He was robbed, but at the same time, you know, he wasn't like he was just middle of the road. Like, you know, he didn't stand out in the overall. Whereas the two other guys, like Randy, made finals. I think Randy has to get a look in. There's no doubt about it.
Randy was the top seed in going in. He was 9-1 first seed in the entire league. That was great.
And the fact that everyone's saying, "Oh, sure, he won it by luck, man." He was just.
I mean, yeah, his playoff run he did. Like there's no way around that.
He was 9-1 in the regular season. Come on.
Yeah, his positioning to get there, like I think he deserved it anyway.
Yeah,
that's really the big idea.
If anyone complain, you're like, come on, 9-1, get the guy a break.
Yeah.
Like that you're just being cruel. You're being cynical. You're being cynical pricks if you're like, if you don't believe that. Even though he was lucky, but he deserved it because of how good he was in the regular season. But great match. I felt bad for Leo. You could tell he was good. His head
sounded so sad at the end of that.
Yeah, you could tell like it had all played out brilliantly, and
and to have it all come down to that, I mean, he has plenty of titles under his belt, but I'm sure he wanted to take this one really badly.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. But this is probably the one he wanted the most,
Yeah, for sure. Like he wanted to secure the rematch right here, make sure he wins the GBA title, especially after getting promoted after so long.
Yeah, like I'd say out of all the leagues he's been doing, like I'd say this was the one he was like, I want this above anything else, and just to come so close and it played so perfectly. I can understand him being absolutely devastated over it. I'd be salty. Yeah. I'd be salty at the end. I would just be saying, congratulations, well done, GG. Get off my computer now. I need to get out of this room.
That's not what's going on in the back of your head when you're saying that.
Oh yeah, you're just sickened, absolutely sickened. You're just kind of like, I don't want to spoil it for you, buddy. I'm just gonna go.
Yep.
Brilliant. But if you guys haven't checked out that match, definitely do so. It was
for sure, really, really worth watching. I would definitely don't skip to the end, don't skip to the hype moment. Just watch it all the way through, and you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just throughout the whole game, it was a phenomenal match. Like hard calls were constantly there. It was really, really good. Definitely worth watching, you guys, for sure. Right. Moving on from the GBA and the GBA season closing. That we're probably not going to see GBA now until January.
Yeah, it's Gen 8, no way.
Yeah, no way. And even then, we might not even see it at that point until folks learn how to gen on the Switch. So, it could be a while before we see the GBA fully back in action.
First time we tried to see GBA on the Switch, that did not go well. They did not know how to gen for that. So, no.
Exactly. So I think they'll wait until they know like they can reliably gen on the Switch, and then the GBA will be back up and running. In a brand new fresh format, which we'll go through in a future podcast, you guys. We won't dive into that today. Right. While the GBA and all that was going on, we had the UBL as well, which is a league that's near and dear to my heart. And OPJellicent is currently in it as well.
I'm currently playing there. Yeah.
Yeah, representing.
I'm out here. I'm still first seed.
Still first seed, which is I'm loving you, man. You're representing us first seed.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm tied for first seed. Yeah.
Look, we'll just say you're first and leave it at that.
What have you? We don't have to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we don't have to consider Doctor slacking. Get him out of here. I'm first.
Oh no, don't mind him. No, don't mind him. He's lucky. He's just been lucky. But
lucky and bad. I mean, what? I'm kidding. He destroyed me. Jokes.
Look. You were just shadowboxing. You were just like kind of hinting as like, oh, I might be doing this later in playoffs, might be doing that later in playoffs. Just kind of tease him a little bit. He went all gun ho against you. You were just kind of
like, that Sharpedo got me. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was his best win condition against me. So
yeah, and now you're like, again. He's blowing his load early. Like it's you've got all this in the back. It's you take those L's sometimes.
I brought a Z Sunny Day Crobat. You already know that's not coming to a playoff game.
Love it.
But yeah, regarding the other matches, any of them you had in mind, man?
I have been. I took a break for a while because it was a bit heartbreaking. When I stepped away from it, so I can't even watch my old team. If I'm being perfectly honest, I can't even watch my old team. I'm just like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it to myself.
Who took over for you again? Was it Dietite or
Diet? Yeah, Diet took over for me. Made changes instantly.
Yeah.
It's I'm just like, it's not my team anymore. I'm just don't care. I can't watch it. I just can't watch it. I'm sorry. I'm too emotionally invested in it.
But I know for a fact you've been checking out Frosted's matches, and I've really been entertained by those as well.
I've been watching Frosted, and I've watched Sky, and I've watched a little bit of Vepsis. Great to see Vepsis doing so well this season after making the step up from the D League. 5-2, 23 overall, Dave, still killing it, which is absolutely insane. So definitely more than merited his promotion from the D League into UBL this season. He's absolutely tearing us under through teams.
Funny thing is, if I didn't rob him in week number 2, he would be 6-1 right now, and I would be the 5-2 team, and we would be right around.
Man, you didn't rob it. You just brought the W home. That's all.
I guess Hacks is a win con. I outplayed him. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if he doesn't account for Hacks, then don't worry about him. But I think it's crazy the fact that his difference being 23, and the next closest to him is 10.
And that's the 6-1 team, yeah.
It's the 2 6-1 teams, and the 2 other 5-2 teams are 10 diff, and he's sitting there 23 diff overall. Crazy stuff, absolutely crazy stuff.
Who has he been 6-0ing? Let me check out his schedule. That's insane.
I have it pulled up right here. So he has 5-0'd the Miniors. He's 6-0'd Sky. He's Sky Rander. He's 0'0'd Serene Grace. He's 6-0'd the Trubbish. The Trubbish is definitely
And 5-0ing Ultra Player. That's insane, right?
Yeah,
himself.
he just went off on one the last 3 weeks. He just went off on one, absolutely off.
Yeah,
on one.
for sure.
Yeah, but he's bounced back really well because he started off 1-2 after 3 weeks, and he's bounced back really well. 4 wins back to back to back. So he's looking really, really nice, really, really nice.
Looking at the rest of his schedule, I wouldn't be surprised if he won out from here. No shade to anybody, but I really think he's a stronger player than anybody left on his schedule.
You don't think that Slacking or CJ in weeks
I don't
8 and
see CJ
10...
as the reigning champion at all, but I really think Vepsis is just a lot more consistent. 5-time draft league champion, and I've seen firsthand how good he is. He nearly got me good, but I just robbed him with the freeze.
But you don't think that neither of those two could sneak a W against him?
I don't know. I'm not gonna. I can't really nail it down yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have no chance.
So, what percentage, right? Would you give Vepsis a 75% chance of winning out from here and ending the season?
I would say 75, even upwards to 80. I would definitely give it around
80%, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
This is not an easy last 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong, but
80%.
I mean, look at.
Wow. I'm stunned. Sorry, man.
What would you say? What are your odds?
I'd say I love Root, but I'd say Vepsis would beat Root.
Okay.
Because Root is struggling at the moment, and if Root is going into week 9 and he's kind of already on the out of playoffs, he'll be focused on his other leagues, and I think he won't be 100%.
Won't be as invested.
Yeah, he won't be as invested. So I think he'll have Root there. I definitely think Stacking will give him a serious game, and I think.
All right.
I think CJ. I
don't know. CJ's been lacking this season, from what I've realized.
3 and 4 is not great. Not great now. It's not great by CJ at all. I would have assumed he would have been better.
Especially reigning champion. You want to defend that title, right? But
I would have thought he would have been much better. Now, what has CJ got on? I know we're diving into the more guts of this, guys. I apologize, but we will get into other leagues after this. But he has he's lost to Hera, lost to Diet. Diet was in at that point. That wasn't against me. Yeah, that was
lost to Joy Specs and lost to Frosted, which I don't know if he forfeited to Frosted because there's no replay. But
yeah, I don't know either. I haven't been able to check it out. But a couple of big L's there. I would have liked to see him versus Frosted actually. Hopefully that is a game that I haven't been able to properly look at it. But I'm a bit surprised. I definitely do think Stacking though can get the win against them. I
wouldn't be surprised. I really am surprised he got. I don't know. There's some players I'm really surprised he lost to, especially the Choice Specs. Frosted somewhat. I could definitely think they're somewhat evenly matched, but I think CJ really had the upper hand.
I think, I'm a bit surprised. I would have thought he would have beaten Diet.
Yeah. Especially did Diet have the transactions out that week? Do you know, or was he using your team?
I don't know. I think he was using my team. He may have been using
Okay,
my
yes.
team. I don't. If he was using my team, why does he make changes? He wins 4-0
Yeah.
and he's making changes. What? What are you doing, man? Come on.
Yeah. But regarding CJ's rest of his schedule, I could see weeks 9 and 10 he has a really tough time. I really think I'm confident he's going to beat Silver Beanie.
Yeah,
I don't think I have any doubts there.
I would assume he'll beat Silver Beanie. That would put him 4-4. He would have to go
Win both.
He'd have to win. Yeah, he'd have to win both. I think if because he's facing Slacking week 9, Vepsis week 10. I think if Slacking loses against Vepsis, I think Slacking in his mind will now know that, okay, unless yourself Jelly loses,
yeah,
he doesn't have the number 1 seed. So it'll be the case of just keeping himself motivated to chase after the 2nd seed, but he won't catch Vepsis because Vepsis will have a massive diff. So
infinitely higher differential.
Yeah, so I think in his mind he'd be like, okay, just keep 3rd seed. And he might not, he might, and he'll have playoffs secured, so he'd be kind of thinking to himself, well, as long as I don't get 8th seed or 7th seed, because I can avoid Jelly and Vepsis staying, and I have playoffs secured, I can just kind of joke around a little bit, don't have to bring it the serious heat or the serious sets anymore, and just go from there. Like, so it'd be interesting to see how serious that game would take that game. So he could pick up a couple of wins and all of a sudden CJ's back into it. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Regarding the playoffs, actually, speaking of that, I'm really hoping that I get somebody who I did not battle in the regular season because, I don't know, it's not that I'm bad at rematches, but I really like to show off my best techs, especially if we battled early on in the season. I'm actually battling Ultra Player today, but I'm not bringing anything good for that. I'm just bringing a B team, and
the B squad's
I'm going to roll
out.
with it. Yep. I know for a fact if I win a game, I'm eventually going to end up battling Ultra Player in the playoffs, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I get you. It could be a potential. It's hard to tell because you're probably going to either get the 1st or 2nd seed at this rate. So you could.
I don't know.
You never know. Frost is currently sitting in the 8th seed. Otto is currently sitting in the 7th seed.
7th, yeah.
You know, I think
it really just comes down to whether Dr. Slacking and Vepsis can continue beating those lower end players who are pretty much locked out at this point.
I think so. It'd be very interesting to see. But that 4th seed, I don't know who's gonna sneak into that 8th or 7th seed for you. Should be interesting though. It should be interesting
for sure.
As the season comes to a close. Has there been any kind of shocks for you this season?
Shocks for me this season. I was really surprised that just Goldoa as a whole is not doing better. Like, I know Goldoa, he's had his inconsistent seasons before, but I really thought he would excel considering his draft. But I mean, 3 and 4 is definitely not cutting it right now.
No, it's not. It's not one bit. You know, he's struggling, and he's 3 and 4, 0 diff, so he can bounce back. But you know,
especially looking at his remaining schedule, I really think he has a good shot. But
his remaining schedule.
Yeah, he has got Sky, which Sky is good for sure. He made D-League Finals, right?
He made D-League. He's D-League champion.
Oh yeah, that's true. He beat Vepsis in finals, if I recall.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Didn't he do that with luck?
Let's not talk about how, and we'll talk about we'll just say he's won.
All right. Yeah, I could see Goldoa toppling over Silver, and then I don't even know how much hair he's carrying at this point. So there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with hair. Like, he's 5 and 2. So I think he kind of knows he's safe. It'd be interesting to see how he keeps motivated at that point in the season. He could definitely sneak back into it. I think Sky's still motivated though, because he's come in, he's replaced the coach. Even though he's 2 and 5, he probably thinks I can't get playoffs, but I think in his own mind he'll want to be putting on a good show, so that
for sure.
Because obviously we went with Vepsis as the only D-League player that we promoted, and for Sky to come in mid-season, I think he's probably in his mind thinking, I was D-League champion, I should be kind of being able to sit in my stall and say that I'm as good, if not better, than these other coaches, seeing as how Vepsis is killing it. So screw the.
Yeah, he's got to hold his own if he wants to make a statement. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I expect Sky to kind of keep doing it, especially when he came in and he immediately got 6-0 by Vepsis. Like, that was.
Oh yeah.
Tough. That was tough.
That was yikes, yeah.
Yeah, the big yikes. So it's not
I mean, he's picked up a couple wins going forward right now, so we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. We'll see. But is there any match coming up next week that you reckon should be, is kind of like the big one?
The notable one? I don't know. Let me look at the schedule right here. Here we go. We're going into week 8 right now,
We're
right?
going into week 8, yeah.
All right, week 8. Let's take a look. I think Otto and Dai are really evenly matched up. They're both really consistent. I'm curious about that one immediately.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one. I think the big one though for me is Slacking versus Vepsis.
Yeah, Slacking versus Epsis right there,
Yeah,
week 8. That's going to be a really big seeding deciding game as well. So it'll be curious to see how that plays out.
I'd be very, very curious. I think Slacking would probably do what he did against you. He'll blow the load of what he probably wanted to keep for playoffs to try and get the better seed.
Yeah,
whereas
and then maybe avoid some of the stronger players early on in the playoffs.
Exactly. Whereas Vepsis will come up with multiple ways to be able to beat a team easily. So I don't think it doesn't really matter to him if he blows his load early or not. He's just going to be like,
his differential's way too high to the point where if he gets one more win right now, I'm pretty sure he's in it no matter what.
I think he's a lock in my eyes. He's an absolute lock. There's not else for me that kind of stands out. You versus Ultra, but after you saying you
wouldn't really keep an eye out for that. I'm not really going to go all out.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Hey Ultra, if you lose to my B prep, you already know what's going to happen in the playoffs.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, we'll wrap up the UBL discussion on that note. We're not going to find a better punchline than that.
Brilliant. That was a fun time.
Fun time.
Yeah. Finally, the last league. I'm sure you all know what it is, but yeah.
Yeah, we're going to dive into the WBE a little bit. I took a break from watching, so I'm a little bit out of date.
How long ago have you been checking them out? I mean, first of all, do you want to talk about the new coaches first? I feel like that's a great place to start.
Let's talk about the new coaches first, I think, because I actually have an opinion on that.
Yeah, same. I'm really happy my guy Uzi was able to get in for sure.
Who was able to get in?
The Uzi Gunner. He's a UBL rep, right? He was UBL Season 2 Finals, UBL Season 1 champion, right?
Yeah. So Uzi Gunner got in, and he was doing the trainer cards for the WBE as well.
Yeah.
And then
I think he also ran a couple interviews, if I remember correctly.
I think
don't quote me on that.
He might have. He might have. I'm relatively good friends with Uzi online as well, so I'm happy for him. And Automatic got in as well.
Both UBL reps. We're out here.
Yeah, guy. Look, listen. We're UBL seriously, guys. If you make UBL, then you're on to bigger and better things eventually.
Yeah, I think this just shows don't take those analyst positions for granted. They can get you to places.
They can. No, I definitely would. I definitely agree with that. I think they definitely can. I don't think Uzi gets into WB if he's not an analyst.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they were both affiliated, right? I'm pretty sure Otto is doing all the back end stuff with the Draft League website. So
yeah, but the strong side, Otto has the stronger case than Uzi. If I am a neutral looking at, I can see why some people would be a little bit salty about Uzi, because Uzi hasn't uploaded a battle in ages.
Months, 5 months.
I think we're probably talking Season 2 UBL. That's how long ago that he has since he's uploaded. So I can on his own channel, he's done the WBE stuff, but on his own channel, he hasn't uploaded in ages. Now, he's done other stuff for Wolfie and whatever, but I could see why a lot of other Draft League players would be salty, because they'd be like, this guy hasn't battled. He hasn't uploaded. There's no proof of him actually being able to do it lately. What has he done recently? And I could totally get why some people would be salty, but I am delighted for him. But whereas Otto, for me, is the more robust candidate, and I'm actually delighted for him because probably no one has done as much for the community, not at the highest level, but on that level below for draft leagues, because he's got the website that he's built himself, runs himself, the whole lot. He built that up from scratch, and it's been revelation for draft leagues since he's runs his own leagues, manages them, admins them, the whole lot. No
shade to Hera, but Otto's pretty much doing all the UBL work at this point.
Otto's been doing all the work, the UBL work for ever since midway Season 2. That's that's just it's just facts. But the fact that Otto got in, I was delighted for him, because for me that was finally somebody that not everybody really knew, never really got the big chance. He got into UBL, UBL is relatively big, but never really got the chance at the highest level, and probably someone that deserved it more than more than other players have that got a shot. And finally, for Otto to get in, I was like, I was delighted for him because it showed that eventually you will get your chance. So
It does pay off. Yeah.
It does pay off, despite how long the road might be sometimes. I was delighted to see him get in.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite.
I don't know. I really love the whole 28 coach format. It gives so many people new opportunities to really make a name for themselves here.
Do you like it from a spectator's point of view now, or from a player's point of view?
That's interesting. I mean, I would say spectator. Like I'm more so a WBE fan. I did try to get into the league, but I didn't really expect to get in just due to they had so many big names in there already. I wasn't really banking on it. I had UBL going on at the same time anyway. But from a spectator's point of view, I'm just really excited to see people who may have been a little bit, under the radar get actually their chance to improve their name and hopefully make a statement here.
I think I kind of like that. Like from a spectator point of view, I agree. I'm with you. Just to be able to see, like, the lesser known names finally get to rub shoulders with the bigger names. And if I'm being honest, like I'm rooting for these smaller guys, like 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm hoping to see Uzi make that comeback, 0-5 to 8-5. That would be so clean.
He has the skill to do it though. Like that's not beyond him. I've seen him clean up before. I've battled him. He's a top level battler. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him clean up against these other guys. Because he's able to do all that by himself. He does not. Whereas these other bigger names, they have 3-man front offices, and they struggle to kind of piece together everything for them. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Uzi just kind of arrive and just clean. No doubt about it.
I don't know who Uzi's building with right now, but I know like 5 months ago when he was in the UBL playoffs, he was building with my good friend Zazo Iron Flash Gaming, and that man's a legend at draft format. So if he can hit that guy up again, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't lose a single game from here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. He's next level. He can be next level sometimes. When he's on his peak form, he's really, really difficult.
Yeah, Uzi's insane.
Yeah, he is insane. And from a skill perspective, and the fact that he's been doing the analysis roles, I kind of understand. Totally understand why he got in. I'm delighted to see him finally back in action, because I think he's an entertaining guy as well when he does his shtick on YT. I think for going back to the original point, like I'm definitely rooting for the smaller guys in this, because like there's some of the bigger guys that have kind of just walked into the WBE and haven't done really anything for a while in like regards to battling, and this is kind like I'm not going to say it's the sour grapes for me, because like I'm big fan. I'm fans of some of them. Like for me, like I always loved John. And the Pedipers, I was always a fan of theirs. I was glad to see them back, but at the same time, the cynic in me was like, you walked in here, you haven't done a tap on battling in months. You've walked in here, solely based on your previous rep. You haven't done anything recently. You haven't done any battling recently. You've for me, the big thing, I'm a big critic on. The reason why battling isn't popular anymore is because people don't battle. You streamers don't battle because everyone watches shiny hunting. The reason why everyone watches shiny hunting is because nobody streams battling anymore. People stream battling more often. You'd get more people battling. Like I know guys who stream battling. They have over 2,000, 3,000 followers on Twitch, and they're growing, and they've got massive growth, but because they're doing it regularly. So for me, I'm like, you like for likes of John, for example, you've abandoned like the battling side of Pokemon and have kind of left our YouTube community totally.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's been so common recently. Yeah, it's not even funny.
It's not even funny. Like it's void. And thankfully we have yourself and a few others that still upload to YouTube and do those extra bits so that we still have that content. But those bigger name guys, right, have just totally just pulled their audience to another niche, and it's like totally sapped the battling side of it, and then they've just kind of waltzed into the WB, and I'm like, well, you've done nothing for us lately. When was the last time you rated somebody who was streaming Wi-Fi battling? I don't recall you you got to this point, but you had help. So where's your help for helping the other guy who used to do what you do, but you've just moved on? And I'm like, you've just walked back into this exact same scene, and I'm like I love you, John, but screw you. I want I want Otto to win when he plays you upcoming this week. I want Otto to win, hands down. And I want Uzi to make his big comeback. And I want, like, you know, anyone else who's kind of just walk back into the scene to kind of just get their ass kicked and realize, you know, if, you know, it's a kind of just kind of a small measure of revenge to kind of say, you kind of let us down here. But so if you're going to walk in here, expect to get your ass kicked because, you know, you're just not on our level anymore.
Yeah, and it's not like you can't really blame them for that, right? Like you're going to use your rep to get what you can, right? You want to play in the WBE, you get an internet. You're not going to say no because you haven't played in a while. That wouldn't make a ton of sense. But I definitely agree with you in the sense that I really want the people who are actually putting in the effort to shine right here and make the comeback, and that would be really cool.
Oh, no, definitely. And that's like for me as a fan, that's what I want to see. I couldn't care less about the bigger names getting far and doing well. Like as far as I'm concerned, if the smaller guys can push on and get playoffs, deep run to playoffs, I'm like delighted. That for me would be the ideal scenario. So anyone who's been putting in that hard labor, putting in them hours, putting in all the effort, while these other guys went off and just wanted and grew their channels by shiny hunting because that's where the fad was, then more power to them. That's what I want to see. So
and this is coming from two creators as well, right? Like we're not the hugest people ever, but you would think that we would side with the bigger creators, but now we want to see these small guys.
No, I want to see a smaller guy, and I'm retired. Yeah. I'm way more cynical now.
Oh yeah,
I'm the old guy on the rocket chair now. I'm just abusing people. I just hurl abuse at people.
You're full fan now. You can root for whoever you want.
Exactly. Move old man Tup out of the way. Old man Irish is here to stay. Like, you know.
Anyway, but before we end off this UBL discussion, I really wanted to do this with you, actually. Do you want to predict the top 7 coaches by the end of the season from each division? That would be a fun thing to do.
In the WBE.
Sort of just take a look at. Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let me...
I mean, some of them are obvious, but...
yeah, but, you know, at the same time, this would be kind of good because this would be a nice place to, like, touch base on... for everyone who is watching and as well, like ourselves, to be able to kind of come up.
And you don't have to do seeding. We just have to predict the top 7, of course.
Yeah, so they have the Shield and Sword division. Talk about original right there.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Sword first?
Why not? Can you go first? Because I just have a bunch of innuendos in my brain right now.
All right, all good. Actually, how about we do this? Why don't we both talk about our first seed, and then we both talk about our second seed one after the other, and go like that? Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so I don't know. First seed, it's really a toss-up between Dan and Joey for me, obviously. I think Wolf is definitely getting a little bit lazy. He's still trying a lot, but I really think he had the tougher first bit of his schedule right here.
Mm-hmm.
However, I really think that the Week 13 match between Dan and Joey is really going to decide it. Now, just based on matchup, I really think Dan has the upper hand right here. So if he can get the differential lead on Joey by the time that game comes, I really see Dan being the number 1 seed for me in that division. But what about you?
Joey, hands down, not even a question.
Mm-hmm. What did you say, Dan or Joey?
Joey's going to be number 1 seed, better battler, end of discussion. That's it. That's the facts. Like. Right. It's the facts. Joey's the better battler. Right, Dan's great and all, but Joey's the better battler. So who do you go with? You're going to go with the guy with you go with the guy with the matchup on 1 week. Great. But, like, Joey's going to win another week.
Sometimes matchup isn't enough, right? If you're not a consistent battler, you can't throw it away. Right. I think Dan has his merits in battling ability, though. I think it used to be shady, but he's gotten more consistent now.
I think, look, I'm not kind of saying Dan's a bad battler before the A-Drive army kind of comes down and kills me. I'm not saying he's a bad battler. He's very good, but Joey's elite.
Yeah, Joey's insane. I mean, he's elite at Smogon. I think he's consistent at draft, but he also doesn't play in the leagues at the highest competition level. So it's something that I've noticed. But I don't know. It's really a toss-up there for me.
But when he has played in leagues, he tends to win out.
Mm-hmm.
So I
mean, he is positive against Dan now too. So I see where you're coming from. I could see Joey edging it out there.
So,
The interesting thing is, though, it is a end season game, right? So you never know. They're going to try because playoffs are right around the corner. There's so many factors going into that.
Yeah, exactly. But I definitely think Joey, number 1.
Yeah.
Dan, number 2.
And I'm assuming based off of that, Dan number 2, Joey would be my number 2 if Dan's not down there.
Yeah.
So number 3, I really got to give it to Wolf at number 3, even though he's not being too consistent. He's definitely the strongest player out of the rest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving it on the fact that John hasn't battled in so long. I just think Wolfie
and also
is just sharper.
I want to check right now. Who has John actually taken down to get these wins? He's beaten all 4 of his wins has been against like not anybody like too insane, right? He still has Dan and Joey left on his schedule, I believe. So
I think
actually no, he lost to Joey week 1.
Yeah, he lost to Joey week 1. Very great match, like great score.
Yeah.
Like 1-0 loss against Joey.
Down to the wire.
You know, but like 1-0 win against Mr. Talent, I would have said should have done a bit better there.
Yeah.
He lost then week 3 against P2s, and then his other wins then have been kind of, you know, all against the lower kind of division sides.
Like, I really don't think like KK and Iron Boffin are definitely 2 of the less experienced coaches. I don't think there's really like all the top coaches are going to beat those 2. Is the way I see it.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So I like where he's at, but I don't see him being 4th. I see him being 6th or 7th.
I see Mr. Talent being 4th in my eyes. That's what I'm thinking right here.
I know what you mean, because he's 3-3, 5 diff. He's in a nice position, but I just find it like how is like I just don't understand like how have teams not been able to lose have not been able to beat him. He's one of those coaches I'm just like, if he's at like a more competitive league, he will struggle massively.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I find it, I don't know if it's like, if it's a testament to the quality of the WBE or if it's a testament just to this division, or has Mr. Talent got his skill level that high? Has he improved just drastically since over the last few months? I don't know, but I just find it strange to think that we're here and we're talking about him being a 4th seed in a top 7 make playoffs. I just find it strange. It's mind blowing to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Bit strange.
But number 4, do you want to lock it down right now? I'm gonna give it to Mr. Talent, but who are you thinking?
I give it to Mr. Talent as well.
All right.
And it's very hard to say who. Like I say, John will get 5th because I think John will just has a tougher end schedule. And at 6th and 7th, I don't know who's going to come out with that. That's just
those are toss-ups. There's so many 3 and
actually, honestly, right? Hot take: Otto's going to get 7th. That's what I'm going to say.
I could see it. Yeah, Otto's going to make the comeback. Let's look at his schedule.
Otto's going to make the comeback. Otto will be able to beat John. I think he's just about shaded against John. Maybe he might not, because the occasion might get to him, because he with his debut, so he might lose. He'll lose against Wolfie, but I can see him winning out again after that, because little known fact, Otto has 6 people in his front office that are just gonna feed him teams and help him mock, so he'll be way more prepared than any other coach, I think, coming into this. So I think I'm going to say hot take: Otto's going to get 7th seed, even though he's 2 and 4.
I don't think it's a hot take at all. I could see it very easily.
Yeah. Well, we'll just say it's a hot take for the fans who are listening to us.
Oh yeah, hot takes, not from our perspective, right? We think about it, but from a fan who doesn't really know much about the player, you may find that really weird, but I really think Otto's gonna show he's really gonna move up there.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. That's just the way I see it. We'll move on to the Shield division.
Yeah, sure. This one's tough. So many 5-1s just sitting up there.
I'm just gonna say it outright, straight off the bat. Leo will be first overall.
Really? I don't know. Leo's been. The thing is, I don't know if you watched Leo's week 1 game, but I wouldn't say he's washed, but he's just not playing as consistently. He let his Megalopony go down immediately that game.
Yeah.
However, he has gotten a lot of his tougher games out of the way, I believe. So
he's got all of his tougher games out of the way, right? He's 5-1. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not playing consistently while he was playing in the GBA, because he was tearing up in the playoffs, trying to make it into the finals, win the league that we just mentioned earlier, that he had always wanted to win, and he just fell short at the last hurdle. I think for Leo, it's going to go one or two ways. He's either just going to lose. He's going to lose the motivation because he's just devastated from the loss.
Yeah.
Or
he's just going to fall to 6th or 7th by the end of the season.
Yeah. Or he's just going to say, "Screw this," and just.
I lost GBA. I'm going all out over here.
I'm going all out. Forget about anything else. And I know, I heard rumors of him potentially going to Hive, and he stopped, and then he withdrew from the Hive. So the fact that he's kind of...
Oh, really? I actually did not hear about that at all. Yeah, that's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, so I think the fact that he's trimmed down on stuff as well, for me, I'm just like, bit inside knowledge there, guys. The fact that he's trimmed down on stuff like that, I'm there thinking... Number 1 seed. I think he'll be... I'm going to back him. I'm going to say he's going to be 100% focused here. He's going to take no prisoners, and I think the Chimcharas and the Torterra Pins will be 2 and 3.
All right, I'm going to give it to Gator. I really think that he's taken on 2 undefeated teams in back-to-back right now. He took down Leo, and then actually I think he took down MV first and then Leo this last week right here. But I don't know. Gator had a really inconsistent start. He lost his first game, but he has just been on a tear. And given that he's already had to battle Leo and MV, I really don't see him losing another game.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I look at his team, and I'm not too sure about it because it's an awful lot of mons that do like one thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very one-dimensional team, but it's also very Gator, right? He loves Heatran. I know for a fact he's used Keldeo in the past, so.
For me, I just look at it. I'm like, it might suit him down to the ground, but eventually, like as we said, he's gotten Leo and MV out of the way, and he's beating them. But like, I'm totally excusing Leo there because that was just during GBA Finals week. He probably just said he just probably did it, and that was it.
I think for Gator, it'll really come down to his final 2 weeks, right? He has a pretty easy schedule up to there, but then he has Kelly and Uzi, which I don't know how much effort he's going to put into those 2 games. That's the issue.
Yeah, I don't know either. It'd be interesting to see. But I can see why you would think Gator, but I wouldn't say Gator will win the league.
All right, yeah.
Because I just think it's too one-dimensional.
Yeah, but I think we can definitely agree that it's going to be MV, Kelly, Leo, and Gator in those top 4 slots, right?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, for sure.
So with that in thought, you just want to talk about the last 3, just the toss-ups over there?
Yeah, the last 3 it's going to be a tough call here. I
really think Cybertron is going to move up there, but what are your thoughts on that?
I think Cybertron is going to. I think Cybertron will move up, and he will. He'll get into the 6 or 7 seeds.
Yeah. Even if he barely inches in there, I think he'll do it.
Yeah, I don't think Uzi will do it. I'd love to see him do it, but I just think it's too much of an ask. He essentially has to win out, and he's minus 16 as well, so it's going to be extremely tough. I don't see
uphill battle from there.
Yeah, I don't see tough doing it. Don't see Jodor doing it. So I think it's more so it's between the Umbreons, the Scizors, the Noivats,
and the Cupchews.
Yeah,
I really think it's going to be the Scissors, the Blazikins, and the Rotoms, in my opinion. I think Galactic Elliot is going to fall off. I don't see Faint Attacks making it into that top 7 by the end of this.
Yeah.
I really think it's going to be those other 3.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think Cybertron will sneak in. Because he's good.
Yeah, he's consistent. He's been getting a lot better.
Yeah. And which guy... actually, the only thing that might hold him back is Worlds.
Is what?
If he has to go away for Worlds and...
Oh, that is true, yeah.
Right.
Because he's casting there, right?
I don't know if I know Wolfie's casting. And I think Wolfie's safe enough in the other division, so I don't think it's going to bother him. But I don't know if Cybertron is casting or if he's competing. I can't remember. But I think if he's casting... I don't think it matters, actually. I'll take that back. I don't think it matters. I think if he's away for Worlds, he's going to be in the position where he's going to be in must-win games. Yeah. And if he's away at Worlds... he's not going to be 100% focused on winning, and it's going to affect him.
I didn't think about it like that, but I don't know. Do you know when Worlds is? Like around what time?
Excuse me.
Usually like mid to late August, right?
It's normally like that. It is August 16th to 18th, so they will still be battling. They will still going to be knocking around. He's going to be away for the whole week.
And looking at his schedule around that time, he has Uzi, Leo, and Gator right there, which. To be fair, I think those are actually the 3 matches he would be most likely to lose anyway. So the timing kind of works out.
But it works out, but he has to win 1, right? If he loses 3.
If he loses 3, even if he beats the other 4, it might not happen.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, let's just say Uzi went on a bit of a run and he managed to get to 4 and 5, and he was up against Cybertron that weekend. If it just aligns like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that's a huge match because Uzi wins, he goes up 1, he loses, goes down 1. That's a huge swing. So it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
So many different factors going into it, but I think with that, do you think there's anything else to discuss regarding this? Or?
I don't think so. I think we'll definitely be back with watching a little bit more of the WBE, the UBL. Yeah. We'll give you a bit more of an update on that next podcast as well.
Really cool to see what happens as we move into playoffs right here. It'll definitely be an interesting time in both leagues.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And say, what's it called? Just before we wrap up, guys, apologies for not asking again for any questions. We did want to kind of keep this podcast a bit more on the QT. But if you have any questions for the next episode, definitely let us know on Discord or Twitter. Twitter either at Core Forces, at IrishEmerald, at OPJellicent. Let us know.
If you're on YouTube, leave them in the comments. That works too.
Exactly, and if you're watching on our other podcast platforms, let us know all that kind of good stuff. Any feedback we can get from you guys, the better, because then we can improve the show.
Yep, for sure. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. Anything else to add, buddy?
No, that's it for me, man. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a really fun podcast this time.
Yeah.
Love the discussions, particularly about the UBL and WBE. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you guys, we provide entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. On that note, guys, we're going to get out of here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, but I'm going to see you next time.
Goodbye.